Hey guys, thanks so much for tapping in to Original Asherella. That would be me. I'm Original Asherella. Always tap in, never tap out. Today's video, I'm starting a new segment on the show, the channel. But before I get to that, if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe and click the notification bell. If you're on Facebook, share the video, give me a like. If you are watching on IGTV, follow me at Original Asherella and give me a comment and a like. Feel free to share your mind with me about the channel. You can email me at originalasherella@gmail.com also. So, like I said, today is a new segment on the channel called Original Asherella Book Report. The $1 store here where I live, it's a Dollar Tree and everything is like $1. I'm actually a pretty big fan of the dollar store. You can find some pretty stellar bargains in there if you know what to look for and when to look for it. The one that we have here has a pretty decent book section. I often buy books there that I would not buy otherwise because they're only $1. Okay, so I was in the Dollar Tree and I was perusing through and I was going down the book aisle and this little beauty called Be Safe, Simple Strategies for Death-Free Living caught my attention. This book was at the $1 store for only $1 and it is supposed to be a guide to living the safest possible life. When I started flipping through it, I realized that it's really silly and kind of ridiculous, and the only person that this would ever really benefit, well, most of it would be those who have no common sense. But I thought it would be really interesting to do a video on, and I have a few sections of the book marked up here that I'm going to share with you guys. So how lucky are you, right? The book is set up and each page is what is the safest this and what is the safest that, and it'll have the answer and an explanation and then some kind of general warning, but some of them are just really silly. So first up we have, what is the safest way to hammer a nail? By hiring a carpenter. That's what I think. According to this book, by holding the nail with a pair of pliers, it says that each year more than 40,000 people in the U.S. alone are injured using hammers. To be perfectly honest, I'm surprised it's only 40,000. I would think that number would be way higher because they will let anybody enter a hardware store and buy tools of any kind. Next up we have, what is the safest way to get rid of backyard pests? And this book says, and I quote, using urine-based repellents. This book literally tells you that the best way to live, to not die, like I said, the simplest strategies for death-free living is to spray piss on your backyard. What kind of pest do you have coming into your backyard that is threatening your life? Yeah, a bear, maybe, but most of the things that come into your backyard are not going to be life-threatening. Unless your backyard's getting invaded by werewolves, vampires, or, The Walking Dead, then I don't suggest spraying your backyard with urine. That's effing disgusting. Alright, next up we have, what is the safest amount of time to keep a sponge? Well, according to Nickelodeon, about 20 years. According to this book, 3 to 4 weeks, and in parentheses, if you clean it every day. Yes, I'm aware that kitchen sponges and dish towels and things like that are breeding grounds for bacteria. However, I seriously doubt that any of the bacteria is going to be life-threatening. I could be wrong, some of them might make you sick, but I don't think any of them are gonna kill you unless you just wiped up a bunch of salmonella chicken blood and then wiped your plate you're about to eat off with it. What is the safest kind of fruit? Because so many people are so often cutting their wrist open on apple peels and or taking life-threatening spills down the stairs, tripping over peach pits. The safest fruit is a pineapple. The book says the pineapple's thick skin keeps it from external threats, including pesticides, bugs, and surface bacteria. To me, a pineapple seems a little counterintuitive, you know? Like, a pineapple is literally the only fruit I can think of that has sharp edges and spikes on it. But a pineapple is the safest fruit. I guess just keep that in mind. You know, unless you're playing like Fruit Ninja IRL. Next we have, what is the safest kind of fireworks? A sparkler, as long as you're not holding it in your hands. Come on! I mean, does this book not want you to have any fun in life at all? Like, a sparkler is barely even a firework. I wouldn't consider it a firework at all. This is crazy. A sparkler? Like, you can't even, like, have bottle rockets or anything like that? I'm gonna read the why. If you're going to set off fireworks, which safety experts caution against, use small ones such as sparklers or fountains that don't explode or shoot into the air. That is the point of fireworks, is to shoot in the air and cause a big pyrotechnic mess. But evidently it's dangerous, which that is true. It is dangerous if you don't use fireworks properly. But this book says that you should stick the firework in a bucket of sand and then light it and watch it from a distance. Like, does this lady take her own advice? Like, how boring does she live if that's the case? Jeez. Yay, woohoo. So fun, sparkler. And I don't even have it in a pot of sand. No joke though, I did love sparklers when I was a kid, and they are pretty, but I wouldn't consider them a firework. Next up we have, what is the safest amusement park ride? And according to this book, it is the Ferris wheel. In a study of popular amusement rides, including roller coasters, whirling rides, water slides, and trains, Ferris wheels were ranked the safest, with only 2 deaths in a 13-year period. True story, when my sister was about 13 years old, she got stuck on a Ferris wheel at Myrtle Beach for like hours. Probably the 2 deaths that happened on the Ferris wheel in the past 13 years were people jumping off because they were so freaking bored. What is the safest place to pitch a tent? Beside low bushes. That's what he said, right? She had to have known when she wrote this that that was like super suggestive. Anyway, 2 of the greatest dangers when camping are lightning strikes and falling branches. Camping next to low-lying, that is lower than your tent, bushes can protect you from the wind but will not leave you vulnerable to falling objects. Well, I guess that's good to know, but, you know, low-lying bushes, come on. Nobody wants a big shrub. Alright guys, the last piece of advice that I'm going to give you from Be Safe, Simple Strategies for Death-Free Living is, what is the safest part of the body for piercing? Alright, I'm going to give everybody a few seconds to give me their guess. Leave it in the comments below. If you don't know this one, you should. Alrighty, time's up. It is the earlobes. That is so obvious. I can't even believe that's in here, seriously. But these are also, like I said, strategies for death-free living. What type of piercing is going to endanger your life? Unless you want like your left ventricle artery pierced, or you know, you want like a brain stud or something, I don't think it's going to affect your ability to live. But anyway, let's read her words of caution. Think twice before getting your tongue pierced. Tongue piercings account for some of the most serious piercing complications because the mouth is so full of bacteria. Ew, an infected tongue gross. That's it for today's video, my very first installment of Original Asherella's book reports. If you have any funny books or stupid books or anything you think I should report on, please let me know in the comments below. Like I said, you can email me at originalasherella@gmail.com. I have lots of new videos I'm working on coming up. Lots of Dragon Ball inspired content for all the Dragon Ball fans out there. Of course, I am live sponsored by Capsule Corp. Anywho, thanks for clicking in. Always tap in, never tap out, and I will see you next time.